We are live. We are live. Wow. And I have today, yeah, exactly. And I have the amazing Tatiana here, our NFT Tatiana. And, let me ask you this question, Tatiana. Did you ever think you would say I'm an NFT?
Never. And when I told even my kids, I have an NFT on, they said, no way, not you.
Really? Hold on. Did I make you cool at school with your kids?
Thank you, Sally.
So Tatiana today is one of our NFTs in our sustainability vertical at Lovely Humans, and I couldn't be more proud to have you. I've followed your journey. We go back, Tatiana and I think 5 years, 6 years. I'm not even sure how many years, maybe more. And it's just so beautiful to see your body of work over those years and how far you've come and all the projects you're doing. And so I'm going to jump right into it to get people to see how shiny you are. I'm going to start by asking you this question, in terms of, for anyone looking at, I want to hang out with Tatiana. My question to you is going to be, if you can choose any person right now or any government or any company to work on a dream project with you, what would that, and I want you to dream tall, big, and wide. Like, what is like that moonshot project? If you can get someone who's looking right now to go, you know what, like I'm going to get her NFT and we're going to work on that project, what would that be?
Well, it would be the government of Dubai, as usual, because they dream big, they want to change things, they have big ambitions. And so I feel that they would be the first stakeholder I would go to and to partner on a big plan. I think there's so many things that can be done in Dubai right now to improve our life, to improve business, to be more sustainable. But right now we have a special project in the pipeline, and it's about indoor air quality. And we would love actually to start this campaign to make sure that we all live, work, play in environments that have clean air, for us to be more healthy, to be more concentrated, to be more productive, for children to also, spend healthy time in those classrooms. So yeah, the big thing for us coming up is indoor air quality.
Wow. Okay. So for anybody listening, and you know what? I was so surprised, Tatiana, when I found out, that the air quality we have here in the UAE, is ranked as some of, in the list of not the really good ones in the world. It's like at the top of this list. And it's shocking to me that sometimes I have, colleagues in India, our tech companies based, and there are days or there are months when the air quality here is worse than India. And that's shocking because you don't realize that at all, that it's bad.
It's so true. And actually, I think it goes back to 4 or 5 years ago when the World Health Organization announced that the UAE had the worst air quality in the world. It was quite shocking for everyone, because when we think about air quality and bad air quality, we imagine those dark cities where you can't see through because the air is so thick and polluted. But actually, pollution can also be very much transparent and invisible. It's about the thin dust, the particles, the particulate actually that go into our lungs. And the thinner they are, the more they can actually get into our bloodstream. And those PM, they are PM 2.5, unfortunately are very high here in the UAE. And this is due to dust, this is due to combustion, flaring, and it's due to the fact that we don't have rain. So there's nothing that actually cleans the air and all these particles that are in suspension. But at the end of the day, this is an outdoor challenge, but there's a lot we can do for indoor. And if you think about it, here we spend most of our time, maybe 80% of our day indoor, and that's where we can make a difference.
I love that. I love that you pointed out, and you're so right? I think Dubai is the only place in the world where you can say to someone, I'm going for a walk, and then people go, where? And you're like, at the mall. Right, you're like, if you go really early, nobody's there, and you can go for a walk because it's so hot outside. I love that, Tatiana.
It
So
is.
my next question for you is, tell me how you spend your typical day. I mean, running this. Tell us a little bit about your company and what you do every day. I mean, it must be crazy.
Well, I wish I had a typical day, but every day is so different. We running so many different campaigns and activities that if I'm lucky, I'm actually sitting like today here in the office with the team, and we go through all the different activities we have to plan throughout the week. But the fun days are when we have to go out there and do tree planting or presentations into schools or work with corporates. At the moment, we're doing a very interesting workshop called the Climate Fresque, where we work with people for them to understand what climate change is. And this is something that everyone is talking about. It's in the media. We are all scared, and it's a very doom and gloom scenario everywhere. But at the end of the day, if I ask you, Sally, what is climate change? Do you really know? Do you know what are the causes and what's all around? What's the implications and the consequences? Nobody really understands, and that's where we feel like we don't have a role to play and we don't feel engaged, and most of the population actually is not interested anymore. So that is something we're working really hard with companies to engage, to create awareness and education around these topics. So climate change is one. Another one is sustainability, another big buzzword, but not many people know what sustainability is, and usually they think it's about recycling or planting trees. But it's so much more, and it's about people. It's about also business and profitability. We want businesses to be profitable, to be sustainable, to have a sustainable world. And these are things that are not understood, and there's no awareness around it. So usually my days are this very interesting, meeting incredible people and having fun and feeling that at the end of the day we've done something really good.
Wow. So now I guess I'm going to ask you this question because you kind of parlayed it. What are you most proud of so far of all your body of work? I'll ask you in your work life and I'll ask you in your personal life. What are you most proud of so far?
So from a professional point of view, I'm very proud that we're still here. Because honestly, Gumbuk was never meant to be since day one. The main question was, why are you doing this? And remember, when I started Gumbuk, it was 13 years ago. We were not using words such as sustainability. It was more about going green, using eco-friendly solutions. So, and in the region, there was not much interest. And I was considered the annoying person that would annoy people during dinners, talking about the things we would support. And so it started really in a big push from myself, but also from the team because we believed in it. There was a lot of passion behind it to make sure that people would understand that we needed to change things around, the way we consume, the way we eat, the way we produce energy, the way we waste. So these are things that at the end of the day are simple things and simple actions we can all take during our journey to become more sustainable. But we needed to start somewhere. And the start was very difficult. And then we went through different crises. And now, finally, it's like at the top of the agenda for everyone to understand what sustainability is. And it's a priority, it's an emergency. But it's been 13 interesting years. So I'm very, very proud of us being still here, 2022.
And, can I tell you, I'm so proud of you too. Like, keep going. I've been with you on parts of this journey. So it's so lovely to see whenever I see any of your new projects, I'm silently championing you, going, go Tatiana, go Tatiana. Yeah. So, question for you. Work-life balance must be so difficult. Tell me a little bit about that, because I love the fact that we're two females here on two different missions. How is that? Let me address that issue. Does that even exist?
Well, the previous question was what was I proud of from my personal life, and I think it's this, right? The work balance between the life balance between work and family. 3 boys. They're now 17, 15, and 7 years old. An amazing husband, but it's not been easy. But also, I have to say, I started Goombook and I wanted to have my own enterprise to be more flexible. And to be able to say, I'm going to dedicate a certain amount of time to my family and a certain amount of time to myself, which we always forget about as entrepreneurs too. And I've learned that, and you reach burnout very, very quickly. And as part of the way we work at Goombook, it's really about flexibility. The whole team has always had possibility to work from home since 13 years ago, taking holidays when the children are out because they have school holidays, traveling from far if they had to travel with the family, because otherwise it's really, really hard, and it is a reality for women, and it's not something we can hide or be afraid of or be ashamed of. We have a role to play within the family, and so let's do it, and let's be proud of it, and we should be able to do it. So somehow within Goombook, I think what I'm proud of for myself, but also for the team, is the flexibility to have a balance, because otherwise it's very, very hard.
I love that. I love that. And it's hard. It's so hard. You have to do that with intention, I think, because if you don't with intention, it gets so very quickly, you can get into that, that kind of hamster wheel of just going. Yeah. So Tatiana, my next question for you is going to be, what do you think, I'm going to, so we never want to think of the end of what we do, right? But I'm going to fast forward, let's say maybe 50 years from now, and Goombook doesn't exist anymore, and we're at the funeral of Goombook, and someone gets, when they do the eulogy, what is Goombook going to leave the world? What is the thing that Goombook is absolutely going to leave its mark on the world that everybody will miss about Goombook 50 years from now? So not anytime soon.
Wow, what a question. To surprise, I think Goombook specialty is to surprise people and companies, to always come up with something new and unexpected. A lot of the campaigns we've been launching were completely unexpected, and we're always trying to, we're not into technology, so I cannot use the word innovate, but within what we do, we always look at what are the challenges and how we can address them, and we immediately imagine and create a campaign to go out there and create awareness and education. So I think now somehow our partners and different stakeholders got used to this. Okay, what's next? What is Goombook coming up with? And maybe that's what people are going to miss, is this creativity, this coming up with new ideas, and we're very bubbly and excited and passionate. Once I've been told not to use too much the word passionate. I should use more the word expert, or more corporate words. But I prefer to say the truth. We're very, very passionate. It doesn't mean we're not expert, but this is also what makes us bubbly and creative and engaging.
Yeah, you know what? It's so funny that you said that. Yesterday I was doing a podcast, and I had the podcaster say to me, "Why do you call people yummy?" Because I often say yummy people. He goes, "What does that mean, yummy?" And some people offended, and I said, "Well, when you think of yummy, do you think of anything ever negative?" And I'm like, "No, it's a positive word." And if that's the word, So Tatiana, you're available as an industry expert to really anyone. And the question I want to say to you, if you have to choose an industry expert yourself today that you would like to have access to, what kind of industry expert do you want to have access to?
I think right now an aspect of my life that needs to improve is the spirituality. So I would go to an expert that can help me with that, find that aspect in my life, because now I'm so focused on the practicalities and on the on work. And somehow this is a part that now I want to develop. I feel the need for it. I think through life we go through a lot of different challenges and stories. And there's a point where spirituality, for some people it happens earlier. For me it's now. So now I would love some.
It's absolutely okay. You know, I think that's lovely. And I think it's so important because even though we're all experts in particular fields, we also all need people. And I think, you know, that's so important, you know, for anyone and, you know, having that room. So for you, it's spiritual. I love that, you know, and I hope you find that expert. You know, I went on that journey about 10 years ago, that spirituality journey, and it changed completely my life. It changed completely in the world, how I see others. So I'm excited for you to find that expert, Tatiana. So I'm going to ask you two last questions. Why would the 8-year-old version of you be excited to hang out with you right now?
Oh, gosh.
Why would the 8-year-old version of you be excited to hang out with you right now?
Because when I was 8 years old, I was actually a very happy kid. But I was in a bubble, and I think it was part of our generation. It's normal. We were very protected, and we didn't have, I don't know. I felt I was completely unaware of the challenges around the world, and I discovered all that much, much later. So I think my 8-year-old today would be happy to hang out to understand other things that are happening around the world, the things that have, for me to come and live in the Middle East and come to Dubai, my 8-year-old would have never imagined that. My life was, I was born in Paris, I was in Paris with my parents, and when I was 8, I would have never imagined what would come when I was today, you know. So I think it would be super cool for my 8-year-old to be here in Dubai. And have this kind of exposure and to diversity, to different cultures, to different foods. I would take my 8-year-old to all the restaurants in Dubai, street restaurants, to try, you know, the Vietnamese, the Indian. Oh wow, she would love it.
Yeah, so opening up vision board. I love that. Now we'll end on this note. What is the thing about your sector that's exciting you the most? Just as a whole, is there any trends or anything that's happening in your sector that's really exciting right now?
There's so many things that are happening. And, you know, yesterday I attended the Dubai Forum, the Dubai Future Forum. And the things they were talking about that are coming up in terms of technologies, policies, regulations, behavior into people, everything was very exciting. But one panel was discussing sustainable energy. And there was a lady representative of the European Space Agency. And they were talking about the future of energy being solar panels deployed in space, where you don't have clouds, you don't have day and night, so product's constant, and the energy would be beamed down to Earth, like like Tesla is doing.
Yeah,
it was so incredible, crazy, such a great solution. And yeah, I really look forward in sustainability. You see so many different things, because at the end, sustainability is what? Construction, mobility, it's about people, it's about change, it's about impact, it's about agriculture. It really is about our life everywhere in the world. So it's exciting to see everything that's coming, the innovation, the technology, the solution, how people are coming together. And then the crazy projects such as this one, making clean energy in space. Everything is exciting.
That is awesome. So we're going to close with this one question. What is one thing we can all do to try and get to carbon neutral or net carbon zero today? What's one thing all of us can do in our lives today?
Okay, so very good question. Also a difference to make. To be carbon neutral is something we're doing today as people, as companies, whereby we are emitting emissions. And so somehow we can offset them. So we can do things, invest in renewable energy, plant more trees, and somehow we can neutralize what we do. Carbon zero, hopefully, and this is the aim and the target for countries and for companies, is to basically not emit anymore. And that is huge and very exciting. So as individuals, what can we do? I think it's really about the way we consume, the way we purchase things. Everything has a footprint. So the T-shirt, the food, the glasses, the computer, the food.
Lost her, guys, and it was so good. Okay, hold on, you're back. You're back.
Oh no, no, you've lost me.
Yeah. So we lost you at the way we consume.
The way we consume. Yeah, the computer was not happy about that. It's about every single choice we make on a daily basis. The food we purchase, let's buy it locally produced. The clothing, let's try to buy things that last longer, that I won't have the need to buy more of them. The cars, the books, the tables, the furniture, everything around us has a footprint. So first thing we need to do is to reduce our consumption. We are spoiled today and we consume a lot, especially in Dubai and in developed countries. We don't give value to what we have, and we always want more. And so I think this is the first thing to do. Choose one thing. Of course, we can't become perfect from tomorrow. But one thing that we know we consume too much of it can be water. So the time we spend in the shower, let's try to reduce that. Especially here, water is produced through desalination. So that has a huge impact. We can consume less meat.
So hold on. All of us take showers for 1 minute less every day. Starting today, we have our thing. Tatiana.
Absolutely. That will have a massive impact. And another thing is red meat. Once a week, reduce it. People, they don't realize it, but they end up eating red meat almost every day. So let's try to 1 day a week say, no, today I'm not going to eat it. And maybe twice a week, and maybe 3 times a week. And that has a massive impact. It's imported, and the way we produce the meat and we take care of the animal, it's super intense. So reducing these little things really helps a lot. And for the people who are addicted into fast fashion, also try not to fall for the yellow T-shirt that's great for this month, because this month is a trend, but next month I need the orange T-shirt. Let's try to avoid that as well. It would be great.
Listen, I have to end on that note. No orange or yellow T-shirts. Hold on, as I sat with my orange, my yellow stripes. No red meat once a week. 1 minute less shower. Yes. Tatiana, what an absolute privilege. I can't wait to see who has the privilege of spending time with you and getting your NFT. Keep up the fantastic work. I absolutely am a huge fan.
Me too of you. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Bye-bye. Bye.